Hi, in this video we showed you how to create markers, give them a name, a color, and also how to color code your tracks in order to keep more organized your groups or set of tracks. In addition, I will show you how to add the markers list also to the Docker, and also how to add the clock, the big clock, to the Docker too, so it's easier for you to follow the hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. So first of all, we're gonna go ahead and bring our big clock. So we want to bring it to this side of the screen, to the right side. So I'm gonna go to View and hit big clock here. That will open a window. I don't want a window, I want to send it to the dock. So I'm gonna right click on the window and say dock big clock in the Docker. Now that I have my big clock here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the color of my track. So I have two tracks. One is the video track and the other is the sound track. For the video track, I want to give it a different color. So I'm going to click right click on the track, go to track color, and then set tracks to custom color. And here I say I'm going to give it a green color. For the second track, again, right click, track color. And for this one, we're gonna give it blue color. All right, now that we have our colors, we are ready to create our markers. But first, so this is a big, like a long shot of the Studio A, where I'm going over the digital mixer, the Midas 32. Also, I show a little bit of the small booth next to the control room. Then I go to the big booth where the lights are, and finally I go over the piano, the concert piano. So I want to create those four markers. So I want to later create a sections for that. So first of all, we're going to go to our first shot, and we're going to locate quickly where to start. So let's say that I want to start right here, where I do like a quick panning. So I'm gonna send this to the beginning, and from right there, from the beginning, I'm going to create the first marker. So to create markers, you just have to hit the M key on your keyboard, and that will create your marker. Now we can double click on the marker and then give it a name. So for this one, we're gonna say this is the control room Midas 32. We can give it a color, maybe a light blue, hit OK, and OK again. So that's our first marker. Then we're gonna locate quickly where I go to the small booth next to the control room. Let's hit play. And also when you're creating the markers, you can also do it on the go. So I can hit play and then hit M at the same time. So right there, for example, I hit M and that created my second marker. Then I double click on the marker and I can give it a name. So for this one, I'm gonna name it Booth 1. Give it a different color, maybe like purple, hit OK. We're gonna go quickly to our third shot, which is where I'm going over the lights. So once again, we can create the markers on the go, but this time, instead of stopping the video, I can do it by pressing Shift and M, and that's gonna open the marker and also the editing window, so I can give it a name right away. So I'm gonna hit play, I'm gonna press Shift M, and then I'm gonna give it a name. So for this one, I will say this is lights. Give it a different color, maybe yellow, hit OK. Nice. And finally, I'm gonna go over the piano. So I wanna do a quick panning over here of the piano. So again, this is playing. I'm gonna hit Shift, right there, Shift M. And for this one, I'm gonna name it piano. Set color once again, maybe this is gonna be red, hit OK. And now we have our four markers. Great. Now that we have our markers, it would be nice if we have a list of the markers, just to see it more clearly, and also if I want to switch between markers. I can always, by the way, I can always move the markers by just moving them around, clicking on the marker, and then I can move it. Also, I can delete markers. If, for example, I made a mistake, let's say I created a fifth marker here and I don't want that one. If you click here and hit delete, nothing's gonna happen. So if you want to delete the marker, you hit option and then click on it. So now that we have our markers, I'm going to go and open the markers list. For that, I'm gonna go to extensions, markers, utilities, and then marker list. That will open a window, but again, I don't want those windows. I want to send it to the dock. So I'm going to right click on the window and then say dock marker list in the Docker. Now it's looking nice on the right side. And as you can see here, I have the 4 markers and I can go between markers quickly. Also, if I want to do it here, I can always press the brackets on the keyboard to the left or to the right. So I can jump easily and faster. Now, if for example, I want to create, so this is I can save this set of markers. So if I want to save that, I'm going to right click on that and then I hit save marker set. I'll give it a name. So for example, for this one, this is going to be our shots. Hit OK. And that's going to be saved as the first marker set, as shots. Now let's create a second set of markers. So for this, what I want to do is just delete all of them. Delete all markers. And I'm going to randomly create quickly a few markers. Okay, I have 5 markers. I'm not gonna give them a name, but instead I'm gonna save this set. So I'm gonna go again and save marker set. And for this one, I'm gonna just name it test 2. Hit OK. So if I want to recall this marker set, I can go to extension, marker utilities, and load marker set. From there, I have 2 options, the shots, which was the first marker set, and the test 2. Let's recall the shots. So as you can see, now I have my first marker set. And from there, I'm going to show you quickly how to change the tempo in case that you are working on the music of your video and you need to change the tempo, or also change the time signature. So for that, let's say that, for example, I'm going to go to marker 2, where the booth is, and let's say that I want to change the tempo here. By the way, the tempo of this project is 120, and in booth 1 I'm going to change the tempo of that. I have 2 options. I can press Shift C, that will open a window, and it's gonna ask me to write my tempo. So for that one, let's say I want to do a fast change to 180. And maybe I'm going to change also the time signature. So for that one, let's say this is 7/4. Hit OK. And as you can see here, let's turn on the metronome. I'm going to hit play. Also, by the way, I have some audio in my video track. If you don't want that audio on your video track, you can always get rid of it by right click on the track, then go to source properties, and just say ignore audio. So you are not bothered by that anymore, instead of muting, because when you mute the track, actually you are hiding the whole video. So as you can see here, my tempo is 120. And then as soon as I go to booth 1, I change to 180. But my video is still running at the same speed. Now let's go to lights. And for that, I want to change the tempo once again. This time, I'm not going to press Shift C, but instead, I'm going to go to View and click on Tempo Envelope, or just Alt T. So I'm going to click Alt T, and that's gonna open my master envelope. If I click here in the trim, it gives me all the list of different envelopes that I can create automations. So I have volume, pan, volume, effects, etc. But in this case, I wanna only do a tempo map. So as you can see here, this is our first change in tempo. So now for the section of the lights, I want to create a new tempo. So I'm going to click Command and click on the line, and then once again another point, and then from there I just click on the second point and I want to change the tempo. Let's go down, and then once again let's click here, Command and click, and let's go back to 120 or so. All right, so now if I hit play, I'm in 180. Now I'm in in 72 BPMs, and now in 118 again. So let's save this marker list, but this time I'm gonna save marker set, and I'm gonna name it as tempo changes. In your case, for example, you can name it as markers for Foley. So Foley, another marker set would be sound effects or music. Hit OK, and now if I want to recall my set of markers, I go to Marker Utilities, Load Marker, and from there I have three options now. I can recall Test 2, or I can go to Shots, and again I have a different marker set. All right, I hope you found this useful, and see you in the next video.